So today I want to get us a mob farm going, but we've got our work cut out before we get to that point. Some things that we're gonna need is upgrades for our spawners, such as piglet hearts for adding spawn count. I don't know if we'll be able to get to that today. We've already got automatium for minimum spawn delay. And of course, we're going to want some unobtainium for maximum spawn delay. We'll also want some dragon eggs for ignoring conditions and some other upgrades. Now, in order to get unobtainium, of course, thanks to Wazaf, we got some unobtainium seeds, but to be able to grow those, we're going to need some more of this magical soil, which of course takes dragon scales, and those are only dropped by the Ender Dragon upon death. Well, in order to be able to refight an Ender Dragon, of course, we're gonna need some End Crystals, which are gonna take some more gas tiers, which I don't have very many of, but we can get some Enderman predictions to be able to make End Crystals just like that, so we don't even have to mess with the gas tiers. So I think we've got some Endermen to kill. I went ahead and set up our Enderman data models right over here, just 4 more simulation chambers, and I'm using this filter destination tool here to be able to filter to say I only want the wither ones to go over to one of those these loot fabricators right here. So I can go like this, I can go wither prediction, edit, and then I could take this filter thing and hit submit, and now those will only go to this one. And then I'm going to do the same for the Enderman ones, but I'm going to place down a new loot fabricator right there, which will be for the Enderman ones. And now that that's all done, we can head over to the end and get ourselves a couple dragons fought. And there's 1, and there's 2, and there's 3, and just for good measure, there's number 4. And there's our magical soil. And now we are officially growing unobtainium and vibranium. And that'll start going over into there, and I'll set up the automation for those. So my goal here is to get all of the things we need for the lily pad of fertility. The lily pad is easy. I can make nature's essence. That doesn't take a whole lot. Just this nature agglomeratio, which is just some various farm things. But the thing that we don't have is all the various mob drops for this fertile essence. So we can get these slime pearls, catalyzing glands, and rib bones from hostile neural networks. So I think we may end up going that way instead of doing a mob spawner, because it'll reduce lag on the server, and I think it'll end up being a little bit faster in the long run. So I got everything except for slimes, but I was having trouble finding those, and I realized that I could use this gate pearl from Gateways to Eternity. It was pretty easy to make, and I believe I just click on it and it'll start spawning us some slimes. Pretty cool little mod. I've kind of forgot about it, but we should be able to just go through and kill all these slimes, and that'll be able to upgrade all of our stuff here. And in fact, I forgot to put it into my deep learner, so that just kind of wasted a couple slimes, but that's okay. These are pretty easy to kill, and hopefully getting the bigger ones will help out. I can hold that in my offhand to be able to see how we're doing, but it looks like we're doing pretty good, and I think the bigger ones do help out because every level of slime gets me a kill. So I'm going to kill a few of these and see how we do. Now that I've got all of those, we're going to upgrade our simulation stuff. And we're going to be using this mod called Modular Routers. These things are pretty overpowered, and I'm going to show you why. So I've got this distributor module, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to shift right click on all of these, every single one that has something in it, and I can only do up to 8 apparently. I'm wondering if I can upgrade that. I don't think that I can, but I guess that I can probably make multiple of those to put into one. But anyways, the way that this works is I can throw that modular router down, and that one's my energy one. I'm going to throw this modular router down. I'm going to put in this distributor module just like that. It's got speed upgrades in there right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell this to pull these prediction matrix into there. And that's going to start doing like that and sending those off into there. You'll see that it'll start lasering them over into these various simulation chambers. And it's going to be a little bit slow, I guess. We can probably try and upgrade that. Maybe there's a stack upgrade or something we can do. Got to do a little bit more looking into it. But this is how we're going to be able to do this with limited pipes. We're going to be doing the same thing here with energy upgrades to give this thing a battery, speed upgrades to make it faster, and an energy distributor module selected to the same simulation chambers that I just selected. I'm going to put that in there, and that's going to drain, and it's going to start putting power into all of these guys. Now, I think, like I said, we can probably make this a little bit better, but for right now, I think that will work just fine, and we'll start getting our stuff again. Now, this setup is all fine and dandy, but it's not fully automated. These things are going to continue to run out of prediction matrices as time goes on, and we're going to be setting up some auto crafting to solve that problem. Now, I've already kind of started the process of setting up a P2P network down here, which I will be doing a separate video doing a full tutorial on P2P networking and large ME networks and whatnot. If y'all are interested in that, be sure to check that out whenever it comes out, because I'm not really going to be showing a whole lot of that in this series. I'm just going to be doing kind of the basics on here. So we're going to get into some more mass auto crafting because I want to get it connected up over to our mob farming area. So I'm going to be using this kind of setup for my auto crafting. I'm going to have 8 pattern providers because they're the ones that actually use a channel. So this thing's going to end up being 4 tall, and it's going to be just like this where they're angled to where each one has access to at least 3, except for the bottom ones and the top ones, of course. But yeah, they have, well, no, even those have access to at least 3. That's the goal, is that they can all access 3 molecular assemblers. This one actually can access even a little bit more than that. That one can have 4. So we're going to continue kind of doing that and just expanding a little bit. Now, a cool thing that you can do instead of having to put your patterns in those manually is get yourself an ME pattern access terminal, and that'll show all of my molecular assemblers. And the goal that I want to have is to basically make as much of my crafting operations in separate ones as possible. You don't want to have, like, I don't want to have wood and planks in the same one, right? Because it's going to slow it down. Instead, if you can use multiple, that's the goal there. So some of these will have to, of course, be in the same ones, but your goal should be kind of to spread it down instead of across. Kind of like just what I'm doing, basically. Going vertically instead of diagonally with your recipes. So I went ahead and got everything connected up over here. I've got an export bus on the bottom of our drawer here, and it's got a crafting card and acceleration cards, and it's requesting these prediction matrices, and you'll see that it is filling up our drawer right here. In fact, it's already full because I upgraded all of our crafting over here. This thing, we're gonna have a beast of a crafting area. I put max acceleration cards in all of our molecular assemblers, and I went ahead and upgraded our crafting storage. I've got 4 whatever these are called, CPUs or whatever, and they each have 1 co-processing unit. That way they can basically do 2 crafts at a time. Once again, I'll explain that in my AE2 tutorial series once we get to that point, but this is pretty much all set up. In fact, I also went ahead and added a storage thing to our system over here, our mob area. I went ahead and added a storage bus. I'll show y'all that. Right here, I've got this storage controller linked up to those drawers, and you can see that I've got it already partitioned right there, just like that. And in fact, I think I need to upgrade some of my drawers possibly. Output buffers are occupied. Oh, that's right, I need to add a trash can here for the overworld predictions and whatnot, because I don't think they're really all that useful. I guess I can get prismarine out of them. That's actually kind of nice. So I'll keep a little bit, but overall, not really that great. So the last piece of the puzzle for our lily pads of fertility is to get ourselves some of these nature seeds, and I'm going to get myself 4 of these nature agglomeratio things, and then we're going to get ourselves some nature seeds. So I'm under my farm, and I went ahead and took out some of the crop accelerators, and I'm going to add a big pool of water here. I'm going to cover all the way underneath it, and it's going to go just 1 block out from the farm for right now, but I can, of course, expand this a little bit more. I think it can go up to like 5 blocks out from it or something like that. But basically, we're just going to come around and we're going to place a ton of these lily pads of fertility. Now, of course, this magical soil is going to be in the way, and so will the dragon egg crux thing over here. but I'm gonna fill in as much of this as I can with these lily pads of fertility. Good God, I walked away for like 2 seconds and 400 million fish spawned down here. I guess they're gonna live down here for now. All right, so we're gonna upgrade the speed of our farm a little bit because this harvester pylon was not fast enough. I've got myself an activator module here, and I'm gonna set that to down. And I'm gonna put that into this modular router right here, just like that. And I'm gonna throw myself a Supremium scythe into there. And I believe that that should do exactly that, just like that. And actually, I'm gonna take that out of there so that my inventory doesn't get filled up with these things. I'm gonna throw my diamond chest right back on up here, and I'm gonna end up having to probably put some kind of module on this thing to be able to push back into that chest. Or actually, no, I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna throw this item collector on there, and it's gonna collect exactly where I want it to. I'm gonna down the Y just like that, and I believe that should be exactly the area that we need to be picking stuff up in. So I can actually probably bump that up just a little bit like that, and that will definitely be picking up in the area that we need it to, and I believe that should pretty much do it. Now all I have to do is add myself some item pipes back onto this guy, reconnect or disconnect that, set that back up like that, and throw an ultimate pipe upgrade in there. And there we go. There's that process back together. I'll slap my storage bus back on there because I did forget to kind of disconnect that and set it back up. But yeah, pretty easy setup there. Now of course I can add some speed upgrades to this guy, which I had made but I forgot about, so I'll grab those. I'm going to turn off my magnet so we can see this guy in action. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, this guy's going to pretty much harvest them as soon as they grow. Item collector of course is going to pick them up, and then they'll get pulled into that chest, and it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be fully automatic. And I might work on it a little more off camera, but I think this is going to do it pretty well for right now. Well guys, I think that's going to do it for this episode. I hope that y'all enjoyed. I hope that you learned something. And as always, take care y'all. I'll see you in the next one.